Hello everyone, and welcome to the show. It's called Cinematic Excrement, and I'm the Smeghead, as you know. Today's movie nearly drove me stark raving mad, because it is just so amazingly bad. It's a real stinker, there's no doubt about that. So let's take a look at The Cat in the Hat. And no, I am not going to rhyme this entire thing. I freely admit I am not that good. But I am going to show you just how god-awful this movie is. Obviously, this movie is based, well, loosely based on the children's book of the same name, written by Theodore Seuss Geisel, better known by his pen name, Dr. Seuss. It's not the first adaptation of the story. There was actually a short animated musical based on The Cat in the Hat back in the 1970s. It was made for TV and had only a half-hour runtime, and that's with commercials. The story and the visuals were a bit, shall we say, out there, but it was made in the 70s, so what do you expect? But it was still perfectly kid-friendly. This was also a very loose adaptation of the book, but the extra bits they added to the story worked very well and didn't really feel out of place. Of course, the fact that Dr. Seuss himself wrote the teleplay probably helped with that. Unfortunately, the people behind the 2003 live-action adaptation were going for a full-length motion picture instead of a 30-minute TV special. They did not have Dr. Seuss on board since, he'd been dead for several years. And as far as being kid-friendly, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's start at the beginning. Shut up. We start off with a shot of the town of Anvil. It's a pun. Where our story takes place, with a narration by Victor Brandt.
It's a town that's not huge, but quite big enough for buyers and sellers to sell and buy stuff. From shoes and shirts and elongated ladders to sailboats and gibble-grated berry juice bladders.
Over-the-top color scheme, rhyming narrator throwing in the occasional nonsensical word. Sure feels like Dr. Seuss, doesn't it? But this is just to lure you into a false sense of security. We then move into the very, very green offices of Humberflub's real estate, and apparently Mr. Humberflub, played by Sean Hayes, is the real estate equivalent of Howie Mandel. The office is having a meet and greet this afternoon at the home of Agent Joan Walden, played by Kelly Preston, and Mr. Humberflub is concerned that her kids might cause some trouble.
If your house is as messy as last time, you're fired!
Okay, Sean, right now you're, up here, and we need you down here. Way down here. In the basement. In fact, actually go in the basement, shut the door, and don't come out until the movie is over. Then we're off to the Walden residence, where we meet our main characters. Sally, played by Dakota Fanning, and Conrad, played by Spencer Breslin.
Today's to-do list. Number 1, make to-do list.
See, it's funny because she's planning to make a to-do list, but she's reading this from a to-do list, so she's planning to make the list that she's already making, and she's, This is gonna hurt. While she continues this terrible joke, Conrad starts trashing the kitchen. A minute later, oh dear lord. I'm guessing he's the special child in this family.
Do you know how hard it's getting to tell people that we're related?
Ah, see, that was actually funny. That almost makes up for the to-do list joke. Almost. Joan comes home just in time to see her son poorly reenact a scene from Home Alone. He then collides with the car and, unfortunately, survives. At this point, the family dog runs for the hills, and I can't say I blame him. Joan starts cleaning up the mess, and is she seriously vacuuming him? Was that just how parents normally cleaned up their kids back in the early... ever? Unfortunately for the family dog, he is found and returned by Joan's boyfriend, Lawrence Quinn, played by Alec Baldwin.
Thanks, Lawrence.
It was my pleasure, Sally. Anything for my little princess?
Oh, I don't want to be a princess. In a constitutional monarchy, Parliament has all the real power.
The constipated mariachi... what? So it turns out that Quinn, get this, is trying to convince Joan to send Conrad to military school. A child-hating, jealous lover of a single parent trying to get the kid shipped off to boarding school. Well, I certainly haven't seen that before in The Parent Trap, It Takes Two, Problem Child 2, 3 Men and a Little Lady, and probably a dozen other movies. That's totally original. God, I would suggest that the writers got their ideas from the Complete Idiot's Guide to Writing Children's Movies, but that would be an insult to the greater Complete Idiots community. While preparing for the party, Joan gets a call from Humberflube asking her to come back to the office. She quickly finds a babysitter, played by Amy Hill, who falls asleep shortly after Joan leaves. And by falls asleep, I mean practically slips into a coma, since she sleeps through the rest of the movie, much like the audience. While they sit around moping, Conrad and Sally hear a noise upstairs. They go to the closet to investigate, but find nothing. Once they come out of the closet... No, not like that. They find Mike Myers in a large catsuit. Naturally, they run and scream, like anyone would if they just saw Mike Myers in a large catsuit. If you've seen any old school cartoon, you know the drill from here. They run to the basement, he's in the basement. They hide under the bed, he's under the bed. They back away toward the door, he's at the door.
Why, I'm the Cat in the Hat! There's no doubt about that. I'm a super fundiferous feline who's here to make sure that you're... me-line, key-lime, turpentine. I got nothing. I'm not so good with the rhyming. Not really, no.
See, it's funny because he can't rhyme, and he's in a Dr. Seuss story, and those always rhyme. So he's making fun of the book, and, how much longer is this movie?
Where did you come from?
How do I put this? When a mommy cat and a daddy cat love each other very much, they decide...
Whoa, 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 whoa! This is a kid's movie! Come on! And the sad thing is, that's only the first inappropriate joke. There's more where that came from. In fact, there's another one coming up right about now.
Humana, 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 humana. Who is this? Oh.
That's my mom.
Awkward.
You're telling me. I feel dirty for watching this. Then the goldfish suddenly turns into a CG effect and tells the kids that they should get rid of the cat. And then... this happens.
There was this cat I knew back home where I was bred. He never listened to a single thing his mother said. He never used a litter box, he made a mess in the house. That's why they sent him to a vet to cut off both his bow. Boy, that wasn't fun.
These jokes are too stupid for adults and too dirty for kids. Who the hell was her target audience supposed to be? Then Sally tells the cat that she wants to make cupcakes, and the movie suddenly turns into a cooking show.
Delicious cupcakes are just minutes away. Did you just say minutes away? That's impossible. You're not just wrong, you're stupid. Now wait just a minute. And you're ugly, just like your mum. Did you just call my mother ugly? Shut up. I mean it. I will end you.
Cat.
Son of a bitch!
After that nonsense, the cupcakes explode, because... yeah, they explode. Sally tells the cat that they have to clean it up.
All right, I'll try.
You don't try, you do.
Do or do not. There is no try.